Hey guys, how's it going? It's Melanie, and today I am going to be doing an autumn or fall, whatever you want to call it, tag. I am just looking up some questions on my phone, or rather I already looked some up and I'm going to be referencing them and answering them, and they're all fall or autumn themed. And yeah, that's pretty much all I need to describe, I think. I don't really think there's much more of a description needed for this. So I haven't done any tag type questions before, I don't think anyway. And I am very much so looking forward to this one because I love all things fall and autumn and whatever. So without further ado, let's get started. The smell of pumpkin guts or rotting leaves. I think that out of those two, I would prefer the smell of rotting leaves. I do enjoy pumpkin scented things, of course, but it's just something about leaves that have fallen on the ground, been trampled upon, potentially rained upon. It just for some reason brings me quite a bit of comfort. Sweet or salty pumpkin seeds. I haven't actually ever had pumpkin seeds before, but I think I would probably prefer salty pumpkin seeds. I do like sweet things, but I also really like sunflower seeds and all of that stuff, which are pretty salty and just peanuts and that kind of thing. So whenever I think about seeds in general that you would be eating, I guess I just think that salty seeds would be better. But if I could put one on, I would also love to try spicy pumpkin seeds because I have been seeing some recipes for those and I definitely plan to try those out. Store-bought or pumpkin patch pumpkins. Well, I do love going to pumpkin patches and seeing all of the awesome pumpkins there. And I also enjoy seeing them at the store, although there's not as many. I think I would actually prefer going to the pumpkin patch to get my own pumpkins. There's a much larger variety at a pumpkin patch. You can get bigger or smaller or tiny ones. They've got different colors and shapes and sizes and just all of that. There's so much to choose from, and you can get the exact perfect pumpkin that you want there. And the pumpkin patch that I have been to, the only one that I have been to, also had a bunch of other cool stuff, so why wouldn't I go there? Wool or knit sweaters. This is a really tough one because I actually just love all sweaters in general, but I think that I would have to say maybe wool sweaters. Thinking about my closet and the kind of sweaters that I have in my closet, I don't think I particularly have a lot of knit ones. You might have seen the Marvin the Martian one that I've worn a lot, and I know that that one's not knit. I don't know if it's wool or not. But whatever kind of sweater that one is the kind that I like to wear. Halloween party or explore haunted places. Honestly, I don't see why not do both. Having to choose one, I might go with Halloween parties. I have a Halloween party every year myself, actually. But if I was really allowed to choose, during Halloween parties, I like to go and do spooky things sometimes and check out spooky haunted places. Not that I have done a whole lot of that, but I feel like that would be awesome, and I am always up to doing that. So, preferably, out of those two things, I would choose to have my own Halloween party because you can have candy and friends and movies and homemade treats and all of that, and it's a really good, homey, comforting time. But I also very much so love the idea of going and exploring haunted places. I actually do plan to do that this season, so that as well seems pretty cool to me. Apple pie or pumpkin pie? That is without a doubt answerable for me. The answer to that is pumpkin pie. I am actually not a very big fan of apple pie, although I haven't tried it in a very, very long time because of that fact, and I have been meaning to try it lately to see if I like it now. I feel like I probably would like it now because my tastes have changed a lot. But right now, as it stands, I have to say pumpkin pie, and I really love pumpkin pie anyway, so that is what I will go with. Still silent nights or rainy wind-blown nights? I would definitely have to say rainy wind-blown nights for this. I really can't picture much of a still, perfectly silent night. It is not my cup of tea. I love the sound of rain. Add some wind into that and it is absolutely delightful. Sitting next to a fire or by the window with a nice blanket, drinking a cup of hot something and reading a book while listening to the rain is one of my favorite things in the world to do. Witches or ghosts? While I do love the idea of both of these, and I honestly definitely do believe in the likelihood or possibility of both of these, I am going to have to go with witches. I have been more and more into the idea of them lately, especially as the season comes farther in, and I just love the idea of them entirely. Witches themselves, potion making, broom riding, black cats, definitely all a very big plus to me, but I do like ghosts as well, of course. Raking leaves or climbing trees? Now, one of these is a chore, that of course being the raking leaves. Now, if you were talking about jumping into a pile of leaves that was recently raked, then that might more so be a possibility. Then again, that would be the leaves that you just raked and you would have to rake them again, so maybe if it was somebody else's pile of leaves that they had raked. But I'm going to go ahead and say that I would rather climb trees. I'm not actually a huge tree climber just because I haven't really had many chances to do it, really, but that's what I would go with anyway because it sounds much better. Ouija boards or ghost stories around a campfire? I do like both of these, but with Ouija boards, it just seems more so that it could be tricked or messed with to go a certain way. Somebody could move the piece by themselves to make it say stuff, and partially because of that, but not completely, I am going to go ahead and say that I would prefer ghost stories around a campfire, because I love the idea of being around a campfire, especially with friends, and adding on the fact that you would be telling ghost stories just makes it even better. I can actually remember a time, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was having one of my Halloween parties with my friends and my boyfriend in my boyfriend's parents' basement. And of course, there wasn't a fireplace down in the basement, and you can't exactly just start a fire in the basement, so we turned on one of those fireplace things on Netflix, and we just sat around on the couch and on the floor, and people swapped ghost stories with each other, and it was so much fun, and I found it so peaceful and relaxing and such a good time. I remember myself falling asleep during that, and honestly, I would do anything to go back and relive that moment because it is definitely one of my favorite memories that I have thinking about it now. October or November? Now that's an easy one for me. I would definitely say October. I prefer Halloween, and that is closer to when people have spooky, cute decorations out, and there's just so much more fall stuff going on. People are having festivals, There's the YouTube videos of all kinds, fall DIYs, decor, recipes, lookbooks, all of that. And when I really think about it, I personally believe that once you get closer into November, people start thinking more about Christmas time and not really Thanksgiving or anything like that. And I do love Christmas, of course, but I am more of a fall person, kind of. And since this is a fall or autumn tag, I am wanting to stick in autumn and not move on to Christmas just yet. Black cats or owls? This one is also a very easy one for me. I would definitely go with black cats. I am a very big cat person, of course, and I actually have a black cat of my own. His name is Ryland, and he is one of the cutest living creatures that I have ever encountered. So I would definitely go with black cats over owls any day. Fireplace or candlelight? I do like candlelight because one, then you get to smell the candles, of course, which if you pick right, then they're going to smell absolutely great. But I think I'm going to go with the fireplace because you can just sit next to it and be comfy and cozy, maybe wrapped up in a blanket, drinking something warm, reading a book, and it lights up the room a lot more and it just seems quite a bit more inviting to me. Monster movies or their classic novels? I am a very, very big movie person, but I am equally a big book person, I would have to say. So this is kind of a difficult one for me to choose, but I think that I would go ahead and say the classic novel version of them because I really do just love sitting down and reading books. It is a very big pastime for me in this season especially, and books just seem kind of better than movies to me in my own opinion. You can equally get as sucked into a book as a movie, and then you can use your own imagination to kind of picture it yourself. And maybe after I finish the book, I will go back and watch the movie. Carve or paint pumpkins? I'm going to go ahead and say that I would prefer to carve pumpkins. I have actually not painted pumpkins before, at least not that I can remember, but the whole entire thing of carving pumpkins to me is absolutely spectacular. Even cutting the top off and having to dig out all of the pumpkin guts, typically for me with your hands. It smells good in my own opinion, kind of strong, but still good, and it is kind of a good feeling honestly as well. And then you have so many choices that you can make with how you want to carve your pumpkin. You can do spooky things or like themed things or anything like that, and then you stick a candle in it and it becomes so warm and inviting, even if it is a scary-faced pumpkin. Well, that was actually only the one website questions that I went with. It was the first one that I mentioned, whatever one that was. Let's see. The Mama's Losing It one. It was a very decent amount of questions. I think it was like 15 or so. And I don't want to go overboard and make this an extremely long video, so I will go ahead and leave it there for this one. I really enjoyed these questions. It was very fun for me, and I got to recount some memories and let you guys know more about me along the way. So if you guys liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out to know that you guys like this kind of stuff. Leave comments with suggestions that you might have, including if you want me to do the other autumn tag. I would be more than happy to if you are interested in seeing another one. I don't know, 2 might be a bit redundant, but if you want to see it, then I would absolutely be more than happy to. And again, let me know if you have any suggestions for things you want me to do. I do have stuff in mind, of course, but I would love to hear your opinions nonetheless. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!